Every one of us carries a mountain within, a weight built from fear, pain, and self-sabotage. The Mountain is You by Brianna Wiest teaches that our greatest obstacles are not outside of us, but within. The mountain represents the parts of ourselves we avoid, insecurities, habits, and emotions we refuse to face. To climb it is to transform pain into strength. Our struggles aren't punishments. They're invitations to evolve, to rise into the best version of ourselves. Wiest explains that self-sabotage isn't weakness, it's protection. It's the subconscious trying to keep us safe from change. But safety often becomes a prison when growth requires discomfort. We cling to old versions of ourselves because they feel familiar, even if they hurt. Transformation begins the moment we stop running from our emotions and start listening to what they were trying to teach us. Pain isn't the enemy. It's the signal that something must change. True healing begins with radical self-awareness. We can't change what we refuse to see. Wiest reminds us that our patterns are not accidents. They are mirrors reflecting unhealed wounds. We attract experiences that reveal what still needs love within us. Healing doesn't mean avoiding pain. It means meeting it with compassion and curiosity. Awareness turns chaos into clarity. When we face the mountain honestly, we realize it was never blocking our path. It was showing us the way. What part of your own mountain are you still avoiding? Share it in the comments. It might help someone else face theirs too. The book teaches that emotions are messengers, not enemies. Every feeling has a function. Anger points to boundaries crossed. Sadness shows loss. Fear reveals vulnerability. When we numb emotions, we silence wisdom. Emotional maturity means feeling fully without being controlled by what we feel. Instead of resisting emotions, we must let them move through us. Suppression stagnates. Expression liberates. Emotions are energy in motion, and when we allow them, they release transformation. Wiest reveals that our comfort zone is often a disguised cage. The longer we stay safe, the smaller our world becomes. Growth requires risk, and every breakthrough demands the courage to be uncomfortable. We build strength not by avoiding difficulty, but by walking through it. Each step up the mountain hurts because it is shedding the parts that can come with us. Discomfort isn't punishment, it's the price of transformation. Pain sharpens purpose into power. Self-sabotage thrives on fear of failure and success alike. We avoid starting because we fear falling, yet we fear success because it demands responsibility. Wiest reminds us that we can become who we once meant to be while staying attached to who we were. Every transformation requires loss, the loss of control, identity, and certainty. Growth feels like chaos before clarity. We're not falling apart. We're shedding the old skin of limitation to reveal what was always waiting underneath. The mountain is a mirror. Every obstacle reflects something within us asking for change. The relationship that frustrates us, the job that drains us, the fear that paralyzes us, they are all invitations to realign. Wiest writes that our outer world is a projection of our inner one. When we heal internally, our circumstances follow. The climb becomes easier, not because the mountain shrinks, but because we grow stronger, wiser, and more capable of facing it with grace. The book teaches that healing is not linear. It's a spiral. We revisit lessons at deeper levels each time. Wiest reminds us to be patient with our progress. The mountain isn't conquered in one day. It's climbed through daily choices. Some days we rise. Other days we rest. Growth doesn't demand perfection, just persistence. Each time we face pain with awareness, we ascend higher. Healing isn't about speed. It's about depth, integration, and becoming whole again. Weist explores the connection between self-worth and self-sabotage. When we don't believe we deserve better, we unconsciously reject it. We settle for relationships, jobs, and habits that match our internal belief system. The solution isn't forcing change externally, it's upgrading our sense of worth. When we finally see ourselves as worthy of peace, love, and success, our actions begin to align. Self-worth doesn't make life easier. It makes choices clearer and boundaries stronger. One powerful lesson is that forgiveness is freedom. Holding resentment ties us to pain. Forgiving others doesn't excuse their actions, it releases us from their control. Weist teaches that forgiveness is self-respect in motion. It closes old chapters so we can write new ones. Without forgiveness, we keep reliving old stories. With it, we reclaim our energy. The mountain begins to shrink when we stop carrying unnecessary weight disguised as pride or protection. Weist emphasizes that change begins with decision. We can't heal passively. Every day we must choose awareness over avoidance, courage over comfort, and growth over fear. Change doesn't arrive. It's created through consistent, conscious choices. The moment we decide to climb, the universe shifts to support us. The first step is always the hardest, not because the mountain is steep, but because doubt is heavy. Decision lightens the load. Commitment makes the impossible possible. The author reminds us that discipline is an act of self-love. Many see discipline as restriction, but Weist redefines it as devotion. It's choosing our future self over temporary comfort. Every time we stay consistent with what heals us, we reinforce self-trust. Discipline is proof we believe in our potential. It's love translated into action. When we treat discipline as self-respect instead of punishment, growth becomes not a burden, but a sacred responsibility. The mountain also represents resistance to change. We fear leaving behind what's familiar, even pain, because it feels like identity. Weist writes that transformation often feels like death before rebirth. We grieve the old self while stepping into the new one. Letting go is not losing, it's making space for alignment. The more we surrender, the lighter the climb becomes. What we release out of fear, we eventually meet again as freedom. Another profound insight is that purpose is born from pain. Weist shows that our deepest wounds often become our greatest contributions. The things that once broke us become bridges for others. Our scars are not signs of weakness, but maps for healing. When we turn pain into service, suffering gains meaning. Every mountain we climb prepares us to guide someone else. Our struggles are sacred. They shape the wisdom we're meant to share. The book also teaches that awareness without action is stagnation. Understanding our patterns isn't enough. We must live differently. Insight without implementation becomes another form of avoidance. Weist urges us to translate awareness into daily practice. Set boundaries, speak truth, and follow through. The climb requires movement, not just reflection. Healing is both understanding and doing. We can't think our way into transformation. We must act our way into becoming. Weist reminds us that peace is not found at the top of the mountain. It is discovered along the climb. The destination is not freedom. The process is. We find peace not when challenges disappear, but when we stop resisting them. Life doesn't get easier. We get stronger. The mountain remains, but we change. When we learn to climb with presence, every step becomes sacred. The mountain was never against us. It was always building us. Ultimately, the mountain is a call to transformation. It teaches that the journey of healing is not about reaching perfection, but about remembering our power. The mountain within is not a punishment, it's a purpose. Each fear faced, each tear released, each lesson integrated becomes part of our ascent. We are not here to escape struggle. We are here to transcend it. The mountain is not in the way. The mountain is you.